Psst, I see dead people. Aye, mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw. Man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many ops you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And Party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Lord,
Y'all better stop playing with him.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 150. We ain't even listen. This is our 150th episode, and we ain't even had time to like make a big deal out of it. We ain't had no time to make the big deal out of the 150th episode because
These people acting unusual out here. That's the reason. They're acting completely different. I've never seen this before.
episode 150 of the SplashCast. I am your co-host Reggie.
I'm your co-host Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. And Kendrick and Drake are acting like they are not homeboys, extra not friendly. Let me tell you.
Boy, that boy said you better not speak on Serena. I didn't even pay attention to that line that you talking about Serena Williams. Lord.
Hey, I suggest you do what the man tells you to do. He said he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus another 5. He gonna mess around and drop an album on him.
I will forever take credit for that. If he drops an album, because I called it, I was like, yo, he's dropping songs like he's got an album's worth of songs ready. That's wild. So, with that being said, y'all know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw for the SplashCast. We do our HBCU news around the culture. Then we do our basketball segment and then our football segment. We're going to start out with our HBCU news around the culture, man. It is track and field season. Shout out to Texas Southern. It completes the sweep at the track and field championships for the SWAC. Men's indoor and outdoor track and field champions. That win solidified the program's dominance as the Tigers won all 3 SWAC titles: cross country, indoor track and field, and outdoor track and field. This hasn't been done since 2011, which is a big deal because that's apparently 13 years ago. That seems like it's really 3 years ago.
Bring out the brooms. Smoke the boots.
Yeah, that's fire,
track
man.
and field sweep. Jeez.
Bro, they won 3 in a row. They won 3 in a row, man. So this is impressive. Texas Southern has always had a good track program, and they are establishing, not even establishing. They are exerting their dominance. They are exerting their dominance. So shout out to Texas Southern, man. They out there in Houston running. It's hot too. You know they got all the stamina in the world. They can run in any type of heat.
The humidity makes you stronger. Make you stronger.
Hey, man. In another callback, if you remember, Jamal Too Tall Gibson, a guy that changed his life after high school, lived his life, and then decided to change his life and enroll at Suno, where he became freshman of the year. He is now transferred to Dillard. He is a 6'8" center. So shout out to Jamal Too Tall Gibson.
Yep, we called it, back in the, when we first reported this story, said, hey, man, he going to go from JV to varsity soon and very soon. Great to see you got the call up to go to Dillard Southern. I don't know how you dropped the ball here. He was already in y'all system, But at the end of the day, just happy that he's at another HBCU doing,
well, it sounds
continuing
like
to excel.
He didn't want to leave New Orleans, even though Baton Rouge only an hour away. They don't like to cross that bridge, dog. It's and I ain't saying they don't like to travel. I'm just saying that's home.
Yeah,
that is a culture of people that home is home, and everywhere else is everywhere else.
It's everywhere else.
So shout out, hey man, we wanted to say that because this is a smooth callback. We've been following this dude for a long time. When he was averaging, first time playing basketball, he was averaging like 20 and 10. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this, man. We're gonna keep our eyes on it. Tomekia Reed brings full coaching staff from Jackson State to UNC Charlotte. Reed has been at Jackson. She had been at Jackson State since 2018. Of course, she won 3 SWAC championships in a row, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, has had multiple players drafted into the WNBA from Jackson State, had the defensive player of the year, the player of the year. She has been that person when it comes to women's basketball in the SWAC. She now gets the opportunity. She was seeked out by Charlotte, and she brought her entire staff from Jackson State. How you feel about that?
I love this. Now Jackson State is tough on you guys right now. Y'all, they did end up filling the position. We'll get to that here in a second, but just taking the whole squad. Hey, we did this together. We built this together. We leave here together. We go to our next step together. I hope that she continues to excel at Charlotte. You know how we feel about that school and what they're doing as far as the athletics program. But I'm happy that she didn't leave by herself and leave everybody distraught. Y'all, it takes a full coaching staff to win and be successful. And she knows who she wants to work with.
At first, I wasn't thrilled because as much as we lamented Dion for the way that he left, I did like that he left TC there and recommended TC to be the coach. And that then allowed for other people to then come back to work that left, or allowed for coaches to have the ability to stay. But basketball is a little different. Football, there's so many more coaches than basketball. So for her to bring her whole coaching staff is different from bringing, 3 or 4. I think it's her top 3 of coaches. It's different from bringing 3 or 4 versus bringing 15. So
yeah, that is, and that's almost impossible.
So I like this move, man. I'm happy for her, and
she played out. Not played out, but she finished her contract, if I remember correctly, at Jackson State.
Couldn't agree on
so
that.
It's a little different. If we sign this deal, I'm gonna be here X, Y, and Z years. I think that I hope that Jackson at least put in an offer, but I think she knew that. I think they knew, and she knew that this program, she was going to leave this program.
They did offer her. They offered her. Charlotte came in just like the NIL and like tripled it. And at that point, it's like,
I appreciate the offer, but you know what I got to do here.
But you know what we always going to say at the SplashCast now? Create the pipeline. Create the pipeline. Absolutely. Create the pipeline. Create the pipeline. You should be in contact continuously with your replacement. Jackson State's replacement, they hired Alabama A&M's coach Margret Richards as its next women's basketball head coach. If you remember, she resigned. We reported on that. She resigned from Alabama A&M, and Alabama A&M backfilled her position with University of Arkansas Pine Bluff women's head coach. So we were like, dang, she just going to resign, and then this came out after Jackson. So she resigned because Jackson State had to have somebody in place in order to replace Tomekia Reed aesthetically wise, because she left, and you can't have that vacancy open for that long to replace a legend.
Oh no.
So to bring in Alabama A&M's head coach is great. I do wonder how that affected Shalomi Sanders, who we reported last week committed to Alabama A&M. I wonder if that changes anything, or if I'm assuming she already knew.
Yeah, so I think that she would have known. I think they knew that they were going in a different direction. And, especially getting in the transfer portal, you got to talk to the coaches and say, hey, what's going on here before you even get there. Yep. And, I mean, your dad's also Dion, so I'm sure they don't want, you have a unique position where you can get to the press pretty quickly. So let's handle this with kid gloves so that we don't get negative press coming back to us, because the Sanders media train is not one to be played with.
Yeah, and they already went through that whole Deion issue, even though that you kind of ended up not unscathed, but you're kind of past it now. Sorry for not looking at the camera, y'all. I'm opening up the next set of things we got to talk about. But you still have Deion. Deion left a lot. I ain't gonna say scars, a lot of scratches, a lot of abrasions on that athletic department that they had to fix. They were about to fire their AD, right?
Yeah.
And he was calling the AD out. So that's tough when it comes to what they did. So I love the hire of Margret Richards. It gives them stability, it gives them experience, and it gives them recruiting. So shout out to Jackson State, man. Shout out to Alabama A&M and Jackson State. Speaking of Alabama A&M, Alabama A&M University alum John Stallworth of the Pittsburgh Steelers donates $1.2 million endowment to his alma mater through the Stallworth Foundation. What that is supposed, he's giving back to his alma mater for a newly formed John and Flo Stallworth Endowment Foundation in collaboration with the Alabama A&M Foundation to help students alleviate the cost of college. $1.2 million is huge, especially from an older player where they were making $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
So,
and I just,
right.
it's not something you got to do. You long story career Hall of Famer, you see him in the gold jacket. But just to still have that vested interest in your school, want to do what's right. Fantastic. Kudos. I hope that we continue to have athletes that have this same level of awareness and just willing to do it. There's so many people that are willing to talk about things that they were willing to do.
Boy, they got it. They got that Hellcat out there, don't they?
Yeah, NASCAR behind me. But yeah, congratulations, Stallworth. Excellent job here, man. And I wish y'all would chill out, bro. Y'all just making more work for me to do.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to they did the same thing at my house, and I'm looking at we got the neighborhood chat. They be like, hey, blue car with, I be like, hey, they
don't tell me who telling on Instagram, straight flexing.
Yes, sir. So you have that as well. So shout out to John Stallworth, man. He's doing great. We appreciate that. Bit of I don't know if this is a shocker.
Just very shocking.
I guess
fully
it's
shocking.
Hampton University's coach, Robert Prunty exits as the head coach of the football team. I don't know if he was fired or if he did, or if it was mutual.
This is something here because I've been following this. I'm pretty deeply invested in our football program, the way that things go. I think that he was on the hot seat going into last season, then came into this season and played well. And coached well enough, and the team had enough success that I said, and I thought across the board, I've been able to talk to a bunch of Hamptonians. I've been able to talk to former football players. I thought he was in a place where he was at least safe for this season coming up. You know, after you get past the suspension. I don't know if your mic might have.
No, I'm saying I thought him beating Howard would have given him another, at least get to the beginning of next season.
And I don't understand it, because if you're going to fire him at the end of the season. You could have used the fact that the players were ineligible, that fiasco where they say up to a quarter of the team was ineligible. That was the time to do it. To wait all the way through. The portal has opened and closed. Recruiting is, done at this point. And now you change coaches. All the coaches that you probably would have liked to hire, they have jobs now. And you're kind of in this weird situation. I mean, hell, we could have got old boy from FAMU.
He just got $100,000 increase by going to be the running backs coach at Charlotte.
No. Who was the guy who was supposed to go to FAMU who didn't? From Alcorn.
Oh yeah. Alcorn. McNair. That's the name, McNair.
Yeah,
Alcorn.
we could have got him, or at least put your bid in for him. You done waited. You done wait for him to wait to see if he was gonna get a job that he didn't get, and then get a new job before you do this. I don't exactly know what's going on. I think that there would have had to been something that happened that made this move have to happen. But it's murky at best. There's not a whole lot of information on this.
It's good,
and y'all know how Hampton is. They ain't gonna give you no whole lot of information, tell you what's going on. We just don't do that.
Nah, we don't.
We keep our stuff in house.
We do not air family business
as much as we can.
Yeah. They will have a decent interim head coach this year. They have not decided if they're gonna fill the position before the season, or if they're gonna rock with Trent Boykin as the interim head coach. He's been there. He's been coaching for 28 years, 10 years at the FBS level. Akron, Boston College, Hampton, Ball State, just to name a few. So I think from a continuity standpoint, you may be able to ride this one out to a 500 season. But you're right. McNair really is an interesting take. They really could still go get him because he's just an advisor on Southern University's squad, remember?
Oh.
So they could still go get him, which would be interesting. And if I'm him, I'm interested.
Go ahead, call. I think it's Fred McNair, and call Byron Scott, man.
Oh, for basketball?
I think we are. Well, we just hired to do basketball coach. But still, it's Byron Scott. Call him.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
And we want to win at the end of the day more than anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. In the NFL draft, I said this last week, and I thought it would have hit more. I thought more people would have agreed with us and would have said more, and everybody just kind of glossed over it. And now Doug Williams is saying what I said. No one in the draft room is standing on the table for our guys. No one is beating the table saying, why aren't you drafting these? Why aren't you doing this? And he even questioned and said, what's the point of the HBCU combine if y'all going to send all these representatives out there and then not draft one person? I told y'all 2 years ago they drafted a dude from West Virginia School of Mining. The West Virginia School of Mining. You can only go to school to learn about mining. And they drafted somebody over, and they high school stadium ain't bigger than mine.
And there are good HBCU players in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that to me it's immensely frustrating. You're never gonna get a good answer. I don't know, man. It annoys me to no end.
I will say, and again, I am grateful for the fact that there were so many undrafted free agents. Like all of the HBCU players that we thought were going to get drafted or had an opportunity to be drafted, all signed. There weren't that many HBCU players that did not sign. And I'm grateful for the UFL because it does give them an opportunity to showcase their talents. Tennessee State just had a kickoff return, and now he's been invited to camp.
I think he might already
pretty
got cut though. But at the end of the day, that kicker, they've been caught. Like if you're a good UFL player, if you really go out and excel, you're gonna get at least a chance. And they were calling on that kicker, like they were actually kind of not supposed to be calling on him because it's still mid-season. The coach was like, I need y'all to stop. I need y'all to at least let me finish the season before y'all try to, pick off our players. And I know y'all gonna have it. We're gonna let y'all have it. But damn, can you wait? I got a job to keep too, unless y'all finna take me with you.
Which is another avenue. It could happen. You never know.
Then let's all go there. Let's get to getting.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to Howard's golf team, man. Their first Division I championship. This is another callback. If I'm telling y'all need to stay plugged in with us. We reported on Steph Curry when he gave Howard University that money to bring back their golf program. Now, fast forward 2 or 3 years, they won their Northeastern Conference Division I championship, which is a big deal to come from restarting your program and having money added after COVID to then winning a championship. So shout out to Howard. Shout out to Steph Curry for believing, and shout out to the alumni for believing in this team as well. Shout out, kudos to the alumni. We're going to start calling y'all for good stuff too.
And on top of that, just you got to give credit where credit is due with Howard. Between the swimming team, the golf team, they're investing into their athletic department, and they're seeing almost the immediate results. For all of the rest of you guys, you got to spend some money to have winning teams. And Hampton, spend some money.
Y'all got it. The one thing MEAC schools are going to have, most of them, is some type of money, especially Howard and Hampton. Go ahead and Howard is spending it. Hampton, I mean, they did bring back lacrosse now. So keep going.
But it's like everything else, man. It's an investment. If you invest and you do the work, you're probably going to net results. And at this point, we're going to need to do that to be that level of successful again.
Yeah, come on, blacks. Look, they already done took out DEI. They done took out affirmative. They trying to get if it's not already gone, affirmative action. They are basically going to say, we are not going to even the playing field anymore. You are on your own. So it is up to us to support each other. We can fight inside. You know, we can fight inside now, Howard. I still got jokes. Y'all were voted the most beautiful campus. And as soon as they showed that little drone, it was a crackhead that went right at the bottom of the screen. I was like, come on now. You can't have a beautiful campus and be slanging dope. That's just jokes on the inside. It's fun for us, but I'm not going to let nobody on the outside say for that. Vlad can't come over here and talk about it. We ain't going to let that happen. Cool.
So now that you brought that up, I wasn't even going to bring that up.
Oh, you know I was going to bring that up.
I put under that post, have y'all been to these places? Howard's campus itself, like as long as you stay on campus, nice looking place. Literally, you pick your left foot or your right foot, step off campus, you are in an episode of The Wire. And then, you know, the other people is using your campus as dog park. So it's real crazy to me. I mean, I hate to say it, but I legitimately put under that post, have y'all been to these schools? Because I think the other school they said was Bowie. And I'm like,
Bowie? Shout out to Baltimore, but no. This must have been
Baltimore and DC. No, it was Spelman. I'm like, you walk the AUC if you want to.
Well, Spelman's gated and you can't, you know, I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
but
how
once you get right on the other side of you can walk, you know what Hampton is, and you can be on the outside of the gate and it's nice looking, and on the inside of the gate and it's nice looking. You in the inside at the AUC, fine. The outside,
you struggle.
The outside. I remember my first AUC experience was literally, and we ain't gonna bash him for very long, but it was like I had to walk to my homeboy house. It's a crackhead right there just yelling at the top of his lungs. Ah! I said, oh, what? You know, I don't go to school around this. We got boats and geese and yachts and sunrises and sunsets, not the crackheads. And he's like, yeah, it's just come alive.
You know, you just kind of get immune to it. I ain't gonna lie, I've seen them. It is what it is. But we ain't, you know.
But we on the waterfront.
We got boats. So y'all need to be over there. Y'all need to take the drone over there. But we'll see. But again,
no, stay where you at, because if you get out there, you're gonna be like, I ain't never going back.
I ain't never going back. Ever. It happens to all of us. That's what happens. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the HBCU segment. We're going to take 30 seconds and we'll be right back with our basketball segment. WNBA, no rest for the weary for the NCAA women. They go right to draft and debut within like 30 days.
An hour. keep your shoes on, let's change out, put a new outfit on, take these photos. I don't even know the plays yet, Coach. It don't matter. Get out there and dribble that damn ball.
So, yeah, man, we got that coming up. Y'all stay tuned. Remember, always do like, follow, subscribe. We will be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
Else about the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Tell somebody else. Don't whisper it. Yell it out loud. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. I had to take a breath before I came back. Like, Jesus, Drake. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We back with our basketball segment of episode 150 of the SplashCast. We playing all diss tracks for the interludes. We played Not Like Us. We got Family Matters, Euphoria, Push-Ups, Taylor Made. I mean...
And there's also a real playlist that will come out this week. There's more than just debauchery, but debauchery is in the front.
Yeah, normally
talk about lead from the front.
Normally I play the SplashCast, and it's right there. It's wait, man. I wish I was in high school playing sports when this was out. All this music gets you hype. It's a lot of
you beat up.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Y'all know what it is when it comes to our basketball segment. We like to talk about WNBA, NCAA women, also NCAA men, and NBA. We're going to start out with the WNBA, man. So, no rest for the weary, shawty. No rest for the weary. They went from March Madness to the April.
Rock. Steady, boy. She got rocked to sleep.
They went from WNBA draft to March Madness to WNBA draft to preseason, all in 45 days, shawty. So, Caitlin Clark made her debut, and Sheldon from the Dallas Stars, you ma'am are on your way out.
Barbecue chicken.
You know what?
Just talk about dropping, give me 50.
I never thought about Diana Taurasi's. I never thought about Diana Taurasi's comments the other way. So she said Caitlin Clark's gonna have to deal with coming to the WNBA. Y'all gonna have to deal with her. She's gonna have to deal with us. Like, we ain't got it. I ain't think Caitlin was like, all right, y'all gonna have to deal with me. Like, you saying I got to deal with you. Y'all gonna have to deal with me. And she was out here step back in the whole game. Look at that. Just look at it. They trying to hound her. Nope.
That's good defense. Now, she's a little out of position, but I mean, you chasing her around and she hit you with the he step back. No smile, no glow, went right back. She looked like she had done this before. And you just the last victim. No Drake. Yeah. This is a preseason game. I'm doing my best. I think the 2024, I'm trying not to be a prisoner of the moment. I just accept things for where they are. And then once things have transpired, I'll go back and look and see how I feel about things. But I'm going to tell y'all now, she looked to be hitting the ground running. And I think she understands that if I stay out in front, then I won't have to deal with a lot of BS.
Or hitting the ground falling. Either way, I could be standing still and y'all gonna be falling. I will say the Dallas Stars ended up winning that game on a game-winning shot.
This young lady lost.
And they acted like they won the WNBA championship because there were so many eyes on this game. It was sold out. Sold out preseason game in the WNBA is unheard of. No shade.
Unbelievable.
It's insane. And there it is. And she played well. And I was looking forward to the rest of the weekend, to tell you the truth. I was looking forward to I thought that they were gonna have like a triple header or something to kind of like, especially if you could incorporate the WNBA games in between the NBA playoffs so that it was like men's, women's, so it has a reason for people to stay. But they didn't broadcast any other games. And I'm like,
no, you heard about the girl who live streamed the game and ended up with like 100,000 people following and watching the game because there's no place to watch it. And I know y'all want to do this league pass, and I know the league pass is only $35, but me and one of my homeboys, shout out to Pay, we tried to sit down and watch the LA Sparks game, and it just wasn't accessible. You guys got to, and I know it's not all up to you, but there should be a concerted effort to be able to see. I wanted to see Cardozo. I want to see Angel Reese play. I couldn't.
That was frustrating to me because so Cardozo and Angel Reese were the top rebounders in the WNBA. I'm sorry, in the NCAA women's basketball tournament, as well as I think throughout the league. They are on the same team. That's almost unheard of, to get the number one power forward and the number one center on the same team in the same draft in the same lottery without trading. Just does not happen. Angel Reese is, what's up, DJ? Appreciate it. Angel Reese is probably the biggest personality that you have in the WNBA as of day one. To me, I don't really know any bigger personality, especially if you're trying to appeal to the younger crowd, to the younger group. She is that person. Then you have the international flavor of Cardozo, whose story coming from Brazil, not speaking nothing but Portuguese at 15 as a 6'5" sophomore, and coming and playing Brazil well at South Carolina.
Coming over here.
And they played against each other, and there was smoke on the court. There were so many angles that you could have played off of by broadcasting this game, and you missed it. And you were right, Norwood. There's a woman who just live streamed the game because there was nowhere to watch it. She had 400,000 views in an hour.
It's frustrating when you want to go and try to watch something and can't.
Mm-hmm. With all this technology.
Yeah, you want to sell this product. If you want to sell the product, then make the product available.
You can't complain about, and this is what's the church saying? God always favors the prepared. You can't complain about not getting the blessings and not being prepared to receive them. You have everything in front of you. You have the biggest basketball stars in this class. All four of them. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Cardozo, and what's the one who went to L.A.? It came from Stanford. Cameron Brink?
Yeah, Cameron Brink. That's the one I couldn't remember.
Cameron Brink. So you have the four, possibly the best draft in WNBA recent history.
This is your four horsemen. This is it for you. Like this is your
there.
You can't afford to. Don't miss a true opportunity. Only focus on Caitlin Clark, because she still got to go out and be the best. And these other girls are gonna do their damnedest to try to give them a run for their money. So yeah, you should. It's just frustrating to me because I just wanted to watch the game.
We're really in tune. Boy, this game is crazy.
And women, y'all got to do a better job. I try to stay out of women's business, but y'all got to do a better job of supporting. Just like we tell HBCUs sitting at $18.68, y'all got to start going to these games, and y'all got to start. Y'all need to buy League Pass. If you're a woman and you're a basketball fan, spending $35 for League Pass.
And I'm gonna tell you, you spent $35 going out to this weekend. I know you did, because I did. And so I know if you went with a group of people, you spent $35. So if you want to spend $35 on that, I mean, just pay it, bro. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But we're gonna move on to our NBA segment. Man, whole lot of movement. But of course, we talking about Big Vic. Victor Wembanyama becomes becomes the 6th unanimous Rookie of the Year in NBA history. No Drake, no Diddy. No Drake, no Diddy, bro. No Drake, no Diddy. No Drizzy, no Diddy. Woo!
No Drizzy, no Diddy.
Said you leaking pictures of yourself. That's what Drake said about Drake, bro.
Guess what? OVO, yo.
Other vaginal option. Lord Jesus.
So many.
But Vic, rookie of the year.
But we knew this.
Coming.
We've known this. And shout out to the other rookies. The other rookies played their ass off. You just unfortunately were born in the wrong year, big dog. I think that
greatest line. That line aged like fine wine, didn't it? He'd be really good if I wasn't born.
And you would be, but he, the alien, the aliens are here. That I think that's his tagline, or the alien is here. I agree.
The aliens are here. And he played, I think, like 75 out of the 82 games this year. Like, he played most of the games. A lot of people worried about his durability. Well, let me tell you something. He ain't did nothing but plyometrics and played 75 games.
Yep.
He ain't even got in the weight room yet.
And I want to say that I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy for Chet. Just two guys who you look at their frames, very slight of frame, just very slim. And to be able to come out, and Chet played, I think, every game. I think the Vic played, like you said, 75 games. And that was always my question with both of them was, I can see what they can do. My question is are you going to be available to do that consistently? And, unfortunately, we've seen players like Ben Simmons, Zion just continuously be hurt. And then you see these guys who, tall guy. I just always go to Greg Oden or all of those super tall players. You get scared because they always have knees and feet issues. And he looks like he's with it. And I'm happy for him. I'm excited. And the West continues to evolve. This is going to be a team that's going to be a problem in the next 2 or 3 years.
Man, that's what we keep it, man. Music and sports. I'm going to let you know right now, Josh Hart has 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. Josh Hart.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize again for you because you said get Josh Hart, and I said, who? Wrong I was.
He's cooking. Before we get to the Lakers, let's go to the other end of the playing game spectrum. Ben Simmons has decided to show up as the Riddler or Professor Time, Doctor Strange, Doctor Who, whoever he decides to be with that clock on his, waiting on his next paycheck on that briefcase.
That's what he got on that little clock too. It's a timer when he get paid again.
Somebody said Ben Simmons got injured arriving there. If I'm the Nets and I'm trying to offload a bunch of people, but you ain't got no shooting, how would Ben Simmons look on the Lakers?
Just like this, dressed in street clothes. What you mean? Fuck you mean?
Him at the 4 with 80 at the 5 and LeBron at the 3, that's a lot of defense. Well, maybe not LeBron, but that's a lot of defense.
First of all, that money don't work. He is expensive.
An expensive bench player, expensive seat warmer, cushion.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that. I'm not doing that.
You know how mad I'd be if I pay you $100 million and you don't play the whole season but then show up at the Met Gala? Bro, I don't, man.
I don't think anybody cares.
I
don't think a soul cares.
Didn't they just wait on the contract to run out?
I think at this point, it's like whatever Ben does. They just waiting to get that $50 million off the payroll. So, yeah. All right, Ben, do whatever you want to, bro. We don't really care that much. You're not a long-term option here. And we got to pay you.
He got another rebound, dog. How is Josh Hart? Who's the bigger bust? Pause. Who's the biggest draft bust? Ben Simmons or Darko Milicic? Ben Simmons or Darko Milicic?
But see, I hate that because that's not even close to me. Because Darko was never really good. Ben was a good basketball player. Like Ben wasn't a multi-time. He was good until Trey broke him.
Yes, sneaky Josh Hart. Josh Hart now has 14 rebounds. This second most
hustle man
players,
himself.
He's averaging 12.3 rebounds at 6'4". The second most in NBA history behind 1952 person that don't matter. Like he's outperforming.
That's the reason you can't even hate it. It's like he's just hustling.
Yeah. Like, and the Pacers sticking with them now. This is gonna be a good series because they out here playing well. This is gonna be a great series. The playoffs are going great. The Lakers not in it though. They fired their entire coaching staff after they got swept by the Nuggets. They fired Darwin Ham. They fired and they decided to fire everybody.
I think that this is really going to fix their problem. No, this don't change nothing. This is the same thing as the Hawks blaming John Collins, saying, "Oh yeah, we'll be better." Addition through subtraction. You can fire every coach you want to. That team is sorry as hell. Sorry as hell. And now you trying to figure out, and your answer is to fire the coach? No. You need to fire you.
Go ahead, finish.
You need to fire the GM to put this sorry ass team together. You need to fire the president of basketball operations who let this transpire. But the coach, Darvin Ham, he's a scapegoat. And that's the one thing that happens when you're coaching LeBron. Same thing with David Blatt. David Blatt wasn't the reason that the Cavs didn't win a championship. Not a chance.
Okay, so I agree. I don't think you should use the coach as a scapegoat because this is a poorly put together roster. They are dealing. This is what happens when you get LeBron on your team. You have to win now, especially 30 plus to LeBron. You have to win now, so you have to mortgage your future. The issue I have with that is you mortgaged Brandon Ingram. Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball. There's a couple more in there. Kobe's kids.
And your draft picks.
Remember? Julius Randle, I believe, was in that one, if I'm not mistaken. He got traded to New Orleans.
Whatever it is, you mismanage assets.
And
a ton of them.
At that point, this is why we were talking about Darwin Ham is going to be interested in having this job, because if you don't win a championship, it's a failure. It's a failure, and you're a first-year head coach. On the flip side, though, all them clips that came out about him drawing up plays, and they were like, bruh, like
there
were so many mental mistakes.
Boy, go ahead. Ain't nobody listening to you. Cool story, Ham. We're not doing this. We're going to do what Coach LeBron say. That's the reason. Just make LeBron the coach. Don't get nobody fired. Don't, you put who wants this job next? I mean, I hate to say it, JJ Redick, they finna set you up for the okie doke. Your coaching career gonna be this long if they do hire you. I don't think they can now because they already have podcasts. That will look like the ultimate most collusion ever. And at that point, you should just if you're gonna have JJ Redick be the coach, you might as well have LeBron be the coach. Now, Mike Budenholzer, I see he's
a great pickup. That would be a great pickup for them.
I think that is justifiable to fire Darvin Ham. And the reason I say that is Mike Budenholzer is two-time coach of the year. So you're just getting a better coach. But I'm not sure if Budenholzer wants to go over there and deal with that foolishness. Coach Bud historically that one thing he has low tolerance for is foolishness. And if I'm him, I'm not taking that job. I have a very respected coaching history here. I'm not going to go over here and then get in all of this stuff that comes with LA and the West is tough and this roster is janky. No, there's not a whole lot of room for improvement.
So how do you improve? Because according to Magic, they got a problem in LA. According to Magic, they got a problem in LA. And
he right.
George Karl just said what I said. I didn't even realize that this was on the list. But the Lakers will be more successful going forward when they acknowledge that they only championship they won since Phil left. Now I ain't gonna say it doesn't count, but they basically said it's cloudy. That cloudy championship doesn't count. Now George Karl, nobody likes him because he attacked Melo and Melo doesn't like him, and we ride. But
no, not Melo. That entire Denver Nuggets team.
Yeah,
Kenyon Martin made it very clear we all hate you.
Yeah, Yeah, that whole team hates you. So for that whole team hating you, boy, then, I mean, Indiana just giving this game away. So I don't know where this Lakers teams go because they're already D'Lo's out of there. The whole coaching staff is out of there. Basically, everybody's out of there except for LeBron and AD, right? Everybody's got to be out of there except for LeBron or AD. And if everybody's out of there except for LeBron and AD, and I guess Austin Reeves, because that's LeBron's chosen one.
On 10 down there. That makes me happy as an old person.
He back. Look at him talking big noise. Yeah. Got to be back. Yeah, y'all shunned me to China, and I became the greatest Chinese basketball player to walk this earth.
I am surely a legend in China, though. But for me, once you got this is your team right here. LeBron sold everything for AD. Now, whatever you got, that's what you got. You let him make that decision, and that's one of the byproducts of getting LeBron is he gonna wreck your team. Now you're gonna get a championship. He's gonna wreck your
future. He might not wreck your team, but he's gonna wreck your future though.
Tomato. You're right, but yeah. So for me, this is the part that you get. You got to figure this out. I would tell you might want to call Pat Riley.
Boy, well, Pat in Miami.
Yeah, Miami bounced back from LeBron the fastest.
Yeah. Because Pat Riley don't take no trash. He don't take no. Speaking of Pat Riley, so Jimmy Butler is one that does not mince words. He loves to troll. He's one that does his side missions, and he released, if I'm not mistaken, he released the statement. Not even released them. He was at a party and he said, "Hey, if y'all gonna record me, I'm gonna say what I got to say. If I was playing, what'd he say? If I were playing
Boston would have lost.
He said Boston would have lost, and New York would damn sure be at home, is what he said.
Yeah.
If he were playing. You can't really argue with it because the last time that they played Boston, the last two, they kind of put them away. So
no, Jimmy, you can't argue with it because you're not playing.
You can't argue it. If it's hard to argue an if statement. The if then is hard to argue.
I'm not arguing with if. Are you at home? Big Face Coffee, I heard coffee hot. And I love Jimmy. But I agree with Pat Riley on this. If you're not on the court, you should keep your mouth shut.
And
you hate from outside the club. You know how we
and
feel
Pat
about
was
that.
like, yo, yeah, if you're not on the court, you should. And, Pat has, as he is Miami Heat. That's his organization. He still has love for LA and New York. Pat doesn't turn his back on those teams. So he's not going to allow you to go out there and disrespect. And he has a lot of respect for Tibbs.
I think it's just an integrity thing. Like, bro, don't like. What are we really doing here? We didn't get it done. We got to figure out how we can get it done versus talking about other people. None of those people are in this organization. That's the one thing that I really appreciate about Miami is they run a clean program. Mm-hmm. Hey, we come right on in here. We are a team that is used to winning and success. And we do it the same way. We don't, the 13 herbs and spices ain't changed. So yeah, Jimmy, and of course there was speculation that, Jimmy somewhere else, but Pat Riley also made it very clear that he wants Jimmy Butler to be there forever, which I think is the right decision for all parties involved.
Yeah, Jimmy should.
But for me, yeah, I think Pat Riley is right in this case. Just shut up.
Yeah. I agree. Now, and I don't think everybody's trying to make it a big deal saying that, oh, you pissing off Jimmy. He can leave. Jimmy is smart. And Jimmy he is the Miami guy. And he would have to, if he goes to another team, he would be, unless he wants to win.
You don't have to give up a lot of control.
Yes. He would be a third option if he goes, or a second option if he goes to Philadelphia or wherever he's linked.
Third option. He's going to be third option. Embiid, Maxey, then you. Maxey is not giving up that second place.
Nope, because they playing him at point guard. So he's got the ball in his hands the whole time.
I hope they do fix that. I don't think that he's a point guard. I think that puts too much pressure on him. I think that he needs to be in the James Harden role. I think James Harden coached him into that role. And I think that's where he's most effective. I think that in a pinch, he could do it, but that's not really his best self.
Yep. Pat, just real quick, let y'all know, Pat Beverly, who got banned allegedly from ESPN because he would not give an interview to ESPN because they didn't subscribe to his podcast. ESPN released a report saying that he is actually not banned, which means I think they tried to ban him and they couldn't.
You never know. Half of this makes you think that they tried to ban him. Half of you thinks that it was just some hack news source putting anything out for clicks. It pissed me off though because he's an athlete, and if he said something that you don't like, while I don't think what he did was right, if you ban one, then you gotta start banning them all when they don't want to talk to you. And I think that's a slippery slope of integrity because it either looks like you trying to personally go at Patrick Beverly, which is never what you want, or you just have low integrity. So yeah, I think that it makes you wonder both sides. And I mean, he got to deal with Barstool. He ain't super worried about y'all ESPN.
Yeah, they kind of cheating the Indiana Pacers right now, low key. Hey, what's up with it while we transition? Why does Jalen? 3-point shot. Why does Jalen Rose hate Stephen A. Smith so much? He does, and Stephen A. Smith does not like all the smoke. Don't like him. They hate Stephen A. Smith.
Well, that's a little tricky. Jalen surely does not like him, and I think that some of that may have to do with Molly, Jalen's ex-wife, Stephen's co-host. I'm not sure exactly how that goes. I'm not gonna get into the Drake Kendrick with that. Steven Jackson for sure does not like Stephen A. Smith. I think that Matt Barnes is kind of in the middle. I think that due to the time that he spent at ESPN, he spent a lot of time with Stephen A. Smith. I think that he has respect for him, but also Matt being an athlete, sometimes you just got to say cut the shit. And I saw them kind of have a little back and forth where they talked about the differences that they had. And for me, I appreciated Matt Barnes willing to have the conversation. That's the reason I think the respect is there. But I think that Stephen A. Smith is just, they look at him differently.
Well, they look at it from the player aspect.
That Stephen A. Smith has done, which we've all talked about, it puts him in this weird, very, very weird. He's kind of like ESPN's Drake a little bit. Like, you a protected class, bro. You kind of get to do what you want to. You say a lot of stuff that's a little weird. You know, they brought up about how, you know, Trump brought up the fact that he identifies with the black community because, you know, he's fighting this case, and Stephen A. just didn't get that off right. And I get it sometimes as a person with a voice like us, you say things and you want them to come out a certain way, and then they don't come out a certain way. But he don't, when he's good, he's good. But then there's a lot of times you look at Stephen A. Smith like, what the hell did you just say, bro?
Yeah, him saying, now I will say, you know, the Drake comparison is interesting because I will say they're taking an approach of, you were supposed to be with us and now you calling the league office trying to get a player suspended, where if Stephen A. is like, I call the league office every week. All journalists call the league office. That's part of being a journalist, is calling the league office to get an explanation to write an article. But the way that he presented it was, I was calling because I don't want Russell Westbrook to be suspended. So it looks weird, but the fact that he called the league office isn't a weird thing for a journalist to do. I will fact check that with friend of the pod Justin Tinsley, but I'm not saying he calls it, but I've heard journalists call league offices.
And just because you do, don't mean, you know, everything doesn't have to be said.
What do you mean?
You know that if you say certain things certain way, they could be misconstrued. And I think that he would have been better off just saying nothing. Best things sometimes are saying nothing at all. And I think that in this case would have been good. whatever he tried to get off, or the point that he tried to prove, it just didn't work out the way that he wanted it to.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't think that there'll be a fallout because I think I don't
know.
think
The people who don't like Stephen A. Smith already don't like him, and the people who do like Stephen A. Smith are going to continue to like him. Mm-hmm. This to me doesn't change much.
Hate it or love it.
Either
That's
side.
Pretty much the theme of this whole weekend is hate it or love it. Like, so let's move on to the playoffs, man. Thunder Mavs. That's gonna be a hell of a series. And the Mavs just got the Clippers out of here, and it's interesting that the Mavs got the Clippers out of here because the Clippers
Petty Winslow.
You see all of this. So if you're watching, this is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who's reposting the Paul George trade, where OKC got SGA, Danilo Gallinari, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4 first-round picks and 3 first-round pick swaps. And now they're going to the Western Conference semifinals against the Mavs, and the Mavs got Paul George and the Clippers out of here. It's so... Oh, defense by the Pacers? It's so disheartening to be a Clippers fan because you had SGA. You had the future. You had him there, and he is gone. And they are in the semifinals, favored to go to the finals.
This is the most Clippers move that the Clippers could have made. You know, the Clippers always, I don't say always, because, I mean, potentially they could turn it around one of these days. But for right now, they live in the shadow of the Lakers. And you actually did.
Do you believe that?
The right thing.
They could turn it around one of these days? They got 2 of the top 15 players in the 3 of the top 15 players or 20 players in the league, and they can't get past the first or second round.
They do not have. I mean, yeah, but also like the NBA is resetting. That 3 players in the top 25.
Oh, the Knicks flopped. I'm sorry, y'all. The Knicks just flopped their way to a win. Oh, the Knicks suck, man. I hate. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on, I gotta see this here.
Basically, Dante DiVincenzo's. No, he wasn't. I don't think so.
He look, set his feet, step. He never stopped. He was.
Another Caitlin Clark.
But with that being said, I mean, that model of having 3 expensive players. It's not gonna work anymore.
Shout out to Adam Silver. I keep saying it. That is his legacy. You're going to have a whole lot of the expanding the game, going to Africa, going here, going there. Him getting rid of super teams is his legacy right now. That is a big deal.
I will say, I think that's a good legacy to have. You brought back, I mean, we're going to talk about it again here, like to a certain degree, integrity. Now you just can't go out and buy a team. You can't New York Yankee this thing and just spend and really that be your motto, be your game plan is just to be the richest man. And that's how you win a championship. Now, the role players' value has skyrocketed. Perfect example like we're watching right now, Josh Hart. Those guys who can do that type of stuff and then get paid somewhere between $25 to $15 million, those guys are going to be extremely valuable now because you can only pay so many players. So you're going to have to do a better job of recruiting. You're going to have to do a better job of researching, but you're going to have to find the players that fit your system and allow you to be successful. You just can't buy the NBA anymore. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, the Clippers, I mean, the reason that I say that they could get out of the shadow of the Lakers is look at what Golden State was for so many years. Golden State was a joke. And then you run off a couple quick championships. You get 4 in about 4 and 10 years. You can do that. Then you put Golden State is the best team in California for the last 20 years.
What was the technical for, bro? Man, soft. Anyway, so who you got winning, Thunder or Mavs? Because we didn't pick this on Saturday because we had to pick the winner of the game between the
Mavs.
Lakers and
not the Mavs. The Thunder. I feel like the Thunder have better play across the players. Dallas is really Luka, Kyrie, do or die. And I think that having so many players and then having Lou Dort, a.k.a. Glue Dort, out there as your fifth player, and he knows his job is only to play defense, it's extremely valuable. I just think they just have – it's the value of having a deeper team.
Yeah, it's just too many bodies, dog. It's too many good – I mean, it's almost what New Orleans would be if they were healthy, right? New Orleans has – because remember, when Zion was healthy, every time Zion has been healthy, they've been in the top 3 every year.
Yep.
And nobody's paid attention to it because he gets hurt. And
you got Herb coming off the bench. You got my boy Trey Murphy.
But they're all 6'9". Like, that's the thing about OKC is Lou Dort is the shortest person, and he's the best defender. Like, that's crazy. So I got the Thunder beating the Mavs. I think Luka and Kyrie. I think Kyrie's gonna get a whole lot of money again because he's letting y'all know Uncle Drew he's right back. I had to get myself together. I'm right back.
He
cooked PJ.
I think that he's more respected in the NBA, like for just skill, than LeBron James. Every time that anybody talks about Kyrie, these are the 400 best basketball players in the world. 399 of them are like, oh, what Kyrie does is impossible. And then you see him score on 4 people, and you're like,
I mean, that's impossible.
That is impossible.
The Knicks won. Update. Knicks beat the Pacers, take game 1. Steal game 1, because the Pacers should have won this game. If the Knicks win this 4-1, 4-2, the Pacers are going to kick themselves for losing this game.
Yeah,
the Pacers look like the
you
better
gotta have
team.
more than 6 points, big dog.
The Pacers look like the better team. Like, by far. They look like the better team the whole game. But the Knicks and Jalen Brunson, he might be taking the mantle as the clutch player. Like, and that's something that we
43
really
points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And then you had Josh Hart doing all the dirty work. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Yes. He's been playing.
Miles Turner, you can't come back with 2 rebounds. It's unacceptable.
You need it.
That's the game. That's the game right there. 13 rebounds by Josh Hart. Hard work.
Yep. And now the game that we have been waiting on. Minnesota versus Denver. 2 versus 3. Game 1 has already happened. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, and we ain't even going in order. We gonna go back, but this 2 players that stand out to me, really is the whole team. But this guy right here, Anthony Edwards, who said he's tired of being compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe. I'm sorry, brother, it's gonna happen. He took over that game, and he told you he said, yo, I hope they're ready because I'm on the way. And then he came out and scored 30-plus points and locked up Jamal Murray. And they're now up 1-0, and this game has just started. This is going to be a good series, man.
This is going to be a great series. This is this looks to be the Anthony Edwards coming out party. He has the, like I say, and I'm sure I've said before, he's the only person that you, your dad, and your granddad can all appreciate in the NBA. Everybody else, that they're gonna say something about LeBron, or they're gonna say he's too tough, he's too soft. They're gonna say James Harden dribbled the ball too much. But this guy right here just has that unique killer instinct. But it's a killer instinct, and when he's out on the court, he's trying to kill. But he also has an immense amount of respect for the game. He said, "Hey, don't call me Jordan. That's the greatest that ever do it." But also, when he step out there on the court with KD, I'm trying to kill him.
Let's keep with the theme. Let's keep with the theme of rap beef. He's acting like what Kendrick said he is. Kendrick said, I got respect for all y'all, but I'm trying to kill you in the control verse. We haven't had that. We've had Drake, a.k.a. LeBron. LeBron is happy-go-lucky. out there dancing and singing and doing all of that stuff, but we've gotten glimpses of it. We've gotten glimpses of Drake back to back. LeBron in Miami, the 48-point game against Boston when his legacy was on the line. You've seen it, but LeBron ain't gonna come out here and say, I'm gonna try to destroy you. He's gonna say, I'm the best player in the world. I'm the best this, I'm the best that. Anthony Edwards is out here like, I'm trying to kick your ass. I respect you, but it's my time. And then I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna kick your ass, and I'm gonna tell you that I kicked your ass. Future, and present, and past tense.
And he's the leader of his team. I go back again to this where, him and Karl Anthony Towns are talking at the end of the series, and he's like, well, Anthony Edwards told me I need to stop fouling, and then Anthony Edwards looked at him and said, yeah, you need to stop fucking fouling. And I think that especially after having the Jimmy Butler escapade, I feel like Karl Anthony Towns can take that a little bit better now. I don't think that he can afford to be sensitive again, because then the first time you can blame it on that person. The second time is you. So Pippen. For me on this one, I think that, especially with everything that Karl Anthony, I got to be honest now. Karl Anthony Towns went through a lot with COVID. A lot. Yeah. And to have a guy who can come in and now be the leader of your team and probably give you back some level of confidence that I'm sure that you probably lost during that terrible time for you and your family. This is the perfect timing and perfect guy.
He's Karl Anthony Towns is Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen had the same exact play. He had the same exact stereotype in the 80s. Remember, he didn't play in the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 because he had a headache. Like they said, the Pistons said, if I can beat up Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan can't do it by himself. That's the same thing. And Jordan had to. I don't know if he instilled confidence, but he needed Scottie Pippen to be better. He
made Scottie man up. Now I think that and this is where I think that he may be the evolution. I do think that I think that Anthony Edwards gives these guys confidence for life, because Karl Anthony Towns, notoriously not a great defender. He understands now I'm 7 feet tall, and if I get in the way and put my hands up, whether I'm a lockdown defender or not, for the vast majority of everybody else, I'm just an obstacle in their way. So I don't have to be perfect, but if I put effort into it, then it's just going to be more difficult. And due to the fact that I still have a defensive player of the year, because we all believe Rudy's going to win defensive player of the year, even if I don't get it right perfectly, he is going to clean it up on the back end. All I have to do is if I can make it a little bit more difficult for the person who I'm guarding, who is probably a stretch four, who's probably not my size, then I can make it difficult. And then on the offensive side, I can play on the perimeter at 7 feet tall. So you can throw me the ball
against your second best defender, who's not going to be 7 feet tall.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be able to bring, like, now that person who's an excellent defender, I can bring them out, I can isolate them, we can spread it out, and either you can chuck it down there to Rudy, or you can throw me the ball. And there's not many people in the NBA who are going to get into my line of sight, me shooting threes.
Yep. Now, I will say in game 2, they've started out well. It's 11-8, but you know how these games go. Either team can run off 20. Rudy Gobert is actually out. He is not questionable. Congratulations to Rudy on becoming a father. That is a big deal. And Rudy Gobert is another product of image rehabilitation, because Ant has taken away the soft mantra about both of those two guys. Rudy is back to being Rudy. I saw him game 1, block a shot, block an alley-oop, get the rebound, get the dunk, get a steal, block the shot, give it to Ant Edwards, and then Karl Anthony Towns hit a 3. I was like, oh, well, if they all doing this, it ain't really nothing you can do, Denver. Yeah, that's tough. And even Joker was like.
And it's funny because you had a guy, of course, famously choked him out, Draymond, who's like, hey, Rudy Gobert's not trash anymore. And I know he's being a little facetious in what he was saying, because I personally don't believe that Rudy's ever been trash. He's just got more of a bad rap. But you can also see the emphasis on effort with Rudy that you've never seen before, and it's just
and his offense.
Anthony Edwards. Yeah, Anthony Edwards is that one friend. We're gonna do this. It ain't no Kane, it ain't no Mike. We're doing it. And you're gonna shut the fuck up. You're gonna like it, and we're gonna be successful. And that's it. And these two guys needed it. I think that, the other players having Mike Conley, a steady, intelligent, adult point guard, Jared Vanderbilt out there playing on the wing, being able to be a lockdown defender. This is the right answer.
And then you throw in Naz Reid, just 6th man of the year, just big chilling. Another 7-footer who can dribble, who can shoot, who can pass. Like, they have – I've never seen a team have the same player in 3 different ways. They have a 7-foot center that's all defense and rebounds and is unselfish offensively. They have a 7-foot player that's a finesse player that can shoot, that can at least just be tall and has good back to the back. He's a good offensive player and Cat. Then you have a 7-foot player that does it all. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can he can drive off the dribble, he can hit a jump shot in Naz Reid, and he plays defense.
Now he ain't 7 feet. He's 6'9", but he's a very skilled, agile 6'9", and he's still strong enough that he can play the 5. He can play the 5 or the 4.
I didn't know he was 6'9". I thought he was about 6'11". But yeah, I mean, even at that play, that's still so Rudy 7'2", Cat is 7 feet. He's 6'9", 6'10". That's the same. That ain't when you 6'5". That's the same. That's all the same when you 6'5".
Yeah.
So
and we've talked about it a lot, like 6'9", 6'10". As long as you get your hands up and play good disciplined defense, the height, it's an advantage. Mm-hmm. But it ain't that many guys to really have that big of a problem with outside of Wemby and Embiid and Joker. Everybody else is tall, but 6'9", 6'10", you tall enough. You get the job done.
Yeah. And if they mess around and get Denver out of here, just looking at the West,
you got to be careful with this. Cautionary tale coming from the Atlanta Hawks. Don't put yourself on a timer or move the expectations up because you have early success. That will destine you to push you back. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has really deterred our team from moving forward is we had that one good series where we went to the Eastern Conference Finals and the expectation shot through the roof. And realistically, even that season, we didn't play that good until the playoffs, and that's not sustainable. But it's tough to not have expectations when you have Anthony Edwards.
You muted yourself. And you turned off your mic. So while you say that, I was going to say it's good to say that, but you also have $300 million players and probably another $75 million player in Naz Reid. So you got to figure out $450 million worth of money for 4 players in the next 2 years. So while that is,
and I think that
right, so you keep changing
from everything that I see, Rudy is there.
Keep changing the volume on your microphone. Don't change nothing. You don't press nothing. I got it. Go ahead.
But I think that Rudy is stuck. I don't think that he's going anywhere. Karl Anthony Towns is the guy who's always going to have to prove his value and worth. And I feel like it'll be a tough ask for him, but I think the best thing he can do is probably take a reasonable pay cut.
Yeah, so he should stay. He should stay. You can't leave, especially if y'all mess around and win. You can't leave. You're not going to be paired up with too many people better than Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. You're not going to be able to.
Both.
Nah, Ant, you got to pay Ant. You're going to have to pay Ant.
No, that's what I'm saying is I think that they should be looking at trying. These numbers are staggering. This year, he's getting paid $36 million. Next year, $50 million. $53 million, $57 million, $61 million. No, Karl Anthony Towns. They probably gonna have to move him. I hate to say it.
Or you're gonna have to restructure, and they don't restructure in the NBA that I know of. I've never.
That's the reason
restructuring. But
and then you got Rudy on the same thing.
And you got to pay Ant Edwards, and you're gonna have to pay Ant Edwards Jaylen Brown money. So that's $60 million. So
Rudy
you got Nas Reed. Nas Reed, we just called him six man of the year. Bogey getting paid 17 or 15 or whatever. So you looking at Nas Reed is probably going to be at least at 2022.
I think 6 man of the year should get you $20-25 million. That's about what. That's what I think that. Yeah, and right now, that's the thing. Right now, you're on the right side of his contract because he's 3-year, $42 million. Which means that he got a player option for next year. Yeah, he got one more year. Then he has a player option at 15, which he probably don't pick up.
No, they're gonna have to sign him next year without getting too much far in the weeds on their contract.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to sign him next year because you can't afford for him to hit the market.
And I'm definitely not picking up that option at $15 million, 6 man of the year. I get paid $25 million for sure.
Karl Anthony
Towns, I get that John Collins contract for sure.
He's playing like a monster right now. Karl Anthony Towns, oh my God. All right, so with that being said, the Celtics and no hair Derek White, a.k.a. Baldy White, leads, I hate to say that, but he leads the Celtics. That was a foul. He leads the Celtics into the series against... Who they play?
Oh, they play the Cavs.
Against the Cavs. Shout out to the Cavs. Everybody picked against you. Donovan Mitchell, dime a dozen. Bro.
Well played.
He was down. They were down. I think the Magic had an 18-point lead in the second half. Sorry, Sneaky. No shade. I think they had, yeah, they out here playing. Yeah, need them all in the stomach. Yep, you saw
it. No, I didn't see anything but Mike Malone going on a tirade. He went right to you got it. You know it's bad when they just cut the commercial.
Yeah. But they playing football out there now. But back to Boston.
This is what happens when you get players who used to play for the Spurs.
Oh,
they know how to play fundamental basketball. Look at DeJounte Murray. You get these guys who learn from Pop, and then they go other places and immediately become contributing. Like, he never thought he was going to be this good. And maybe he's.
And when we say this good, for those that are watching, he went from 10 points a game last year. And it's funny that they say with hair, but it's really about him being able to start over it with Drew Holiday moved. But he went from 10 points a game or 11 points a game to now 22 points a game, and he's at 50-40-90. He's a 50-40-90 player. Why is he not in most improved? Why is he not in most improved conversation?
That's a great question. I don't.
That's a hell of an improvement. Well, I'm sorry. That's a hell of an improvement over there.
He said. Yeah, I mean, he just. These guys are the new key to the NBA. You have to find this guy on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to be able to contribute and not get paid a ton of money.
Yeah. Oh, man, somebody said, imagine what he could do if he shaped up his beard. Shout out to Boston. That's right. My man out here increasing his points per game by 12 points in a season, and y'all talking about his beard. That's cool. Porzingis is out probably the whole series, and I think that hurts them, even though Jared Allen seems to be out indefinitely because he got a fractured rib, and that means it's hard to breathe. So I don't know. I don't think the Cavs can beat the Celtics.
Encouraging update. Porzingis is in a walking boot?
Yeah. He's hurt. They said he's going to be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks.
This is what I told y'all, man. I know y'all think I'm crazy. I think I'm a lunatic. Everybody love to tell me when I'm wrong. This was always my biggest issue. It's not that this team wasn't good. It's that this team is literally 5.5 players. Outside of that, this team stinks. And they have to play, and they're going to have to play through they had to play through the end of the season because the play-in means so much more now. And then you have to play through the playoffs. And my thing was always what? Is Porzingis going to be healthy when you need him? And sure enough, he is not healthy now, which puts everything in flux. He is the, Al Horford can do it a little bit, but, and they're lucky that Jared Allen is hurt, but Jared Allen is going to come back.
Hey, Ant was like, they came after commercial. Ant like, that's a tech on Mike Malone. That's a tech.
He's right. It should have been a tech. He was out in the middle of the floor, bro.
I will say, to me, what we're starting to see, and I don't have any quantifiable,
and he was cussing him.
I don't have any statistics, any quantifiable evidence to support this claim. But you forced Porzingis, who has already made a glass, in order to get these bonuses and all NBAs, he had to play 65 games. You're starting to see a lot of players, not a lot, starting to see players that don't typically play 65 games, and they are breaking down. They're breaking down.
But damn. Karl Malone, John Stockton, terrible people, but sure enough, they used to play all them games. Why y'all can't play all them games with all this new science, technology, hyperbaric chambers? You guys are playing less games, getting paid more money. And you can't play when you're needed the most. That's crazy to me.
It does sound crazy, but I mean, if I were the NBA PA, I would use that would be one of my arguments. Like, hey, you tell us play more games. Don't get mad when they keep getting hurt. Like, also when Karl,
I'm paying you $50 million. You can't come to work every day. Can you go to work every day for $50 million, Reggie?
Yeah, unless I get hurt, then I'm be at home.
And if you hurt, what you gonna do? I'm gonna drag myself in there anyway because these people didn't pay my little $50 million.
I'll be Ben Simmons. I sit on the bench all day. If you pay me $50 million, I can do that. Oh. Yeah, that ain't no problem. My back impingement. Yeah, come on. Every year, Ben Simmons good. He the jug.
I saved that Ben Simmons picture. I created it as a sticker, and when I send it to y'all, just know I'm going to work, but I'm not gonna do anything while I'm there.
I'm not doing nothing. Shout out to Magic. I ain't gonna be here.
That's one of the funniest things in NBA history.
What are the Lakers gonna do now? I quit.
Why was Magic looking like this in the first place?
Because they just fired him. Remember, they fired him.
I know. He quit. The look on his face is the issue for me. I love it, but yeah, it's let's pick now. Who you got in this series?
Celtics.
Me too.
Celtics. I hate it for, and Donovan Mitchell. As much as I cape for him, I don't never pick him. As much as I cape for Donovan Mitchell being considered a really good player and all of that stuff, I don't never pick him because I don't believe in Cleveland.
You can't pick him when you have to score all the points in the fourth quarter. It's like they just stopped.
He keep doing it.
Watched him,
and he keep doing it though. Like they say, in order for the win, you got it. And they are putting the clamps on Denver. He keeps doing that.
And it's crazy because how I felt about Evan Mobley. I thought that he was just going to be the next world beater, and he's just
tall. He's just tall. But I mean, he played well against the Magic. He played with some heart in Game 7. He did.
Yeah, but heart is I appreciate it. Production not there, not even close.
Well, they got Joker.
What do you have in there?
They got Joker flustered. He played. I'm just talking about the effort. He played with a lot of effort.
The 16 rebounds is really good, and the 5 blocks is really good. I need more than 11 points from you.
No, I can't. Donovan Mitchell gonna have to score 60 every time. You either gonna get 16 rebounds and 5 blocks, or you gonna get 22 points. I can't give you all 3. I'm not there yet. You do not have
the capacity.
I'm not there yet. And Donovan Mitchell figured it out. Now they gonna have a whole lot of problems trying to guard all them Celtics players now. Derek White is about to run up and down the court. They don't have enough perimeter defense to stop them.
Who and with Jared Allen possibly being out,
Darius Garland. You, sir, are about to be put in a spin cycle. You got to guard Derek White, who's 6'7". You got to guard Jaylen Brown on the switch, who's 6'6". Or you got to guard Jason Tatum, who plays on the perimeter. You may luck out and play against what's the little short white dude that be shooting?
Nah. You're safe because Isaac Okoro is gonna be the guy who gets sold.
What that mean? They are a package deal. They about to get cooked all day.
Understand how this? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad because the only person who's gonna be able to play any defense is Evan Mobley, Max Strus, and George Yang. Trash.
Boy,
barbecue
Yang,
chicken.
You out there looking like a parent at the
Donovan
student
Mitchell,
teacher game.
I guess you get lucky because you only have to guard Derek White, and then Darius Garland. You get White. Hold on, you get Drew Holiday, but you gonna put Max Strus on Jaylen Brown?
Oh, I forgot they got Drew Holiday. Yeah. It's over with for Cleveland. Celtics in 5.
Whoever Jaylen Brown gets, he should be able to destroy them.
Not unless they guard him going left. Your money. Make him go left. Yeah, make him go left. You got to play that man basically giving him the left hand. And because he can't pull up and shoot, you've got to guard him like Kobe guarded LeBron in the All-Star game. Like, that's what you got to do. That's all you can do. Who you
like? And then, especially with Jared Allen being out, what you gonna move? Jared Allen you gonna move Evan Mobley to the 5? So who gonna play the 4? Marcus Morris and Jason Tatum do not. That is foul trouble. Foul trouble.
We may see a record number of threes and free throws.
I don't understand a rotation where this works for them. Because
the people who that's why I picked the Celtics. That's why it don't work.
Yeah, a whooped ass.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the basketball segment. We're going to take 30 seconds. We're going to take 2 minutes, actually. We're going to take a little bit of intermission. Yeah. We're going to listen to some more this whole week of disrespect. Or 2 weeks. We're going to listen to more of that. Shout out. Also, before we go somewhere else, I have got to give a shout out to Metro Boomin. Drake really did say, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. And he went and started the BBL Drizzy challenge by making a beat and telling everybody to rap over it, and everybody's disrespecting Drake, including Japanese teenage rappers that are 17 years old. There's a joke there, but all the way over there.
BBL Drizzy will also be on the playlist. I did find it on Spotify.
BBL Drizzy. Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, it's there. It's going to be there, dog. So shout out, man. Metro might be and that's the funny thing. Metro might be the angriest person out of everybody on this. He's like, you talked about my wife who ain't even in the industry. Oh yeah, I'm assembling the All-Stars. It's crazy. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Go get your little nightcap. Get your little red wine. You know what I mean? If you like tequila, get your little mezcal. You know, little Pinot. It's cool, bro. Pinot.
Hey, yo, my boy.
Pinot. Not pedo, not pedo. Pinot. We'll be right back.
BBL Drizzy.
We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all know what it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our football segment of episode 140, 150 of the SplashCast. It's going to be a real quick episode, man. The draft is over. We are in rookie mini camp. The draft is over. Spring football is over. It is summer practice. The transfer portal has closed. The coaches have been hired. We are officially in the football dead period when it comes to college football, and in pro football, we are in the NFL mini camp, voluntary OTAs right now. So it's not a lot to talk about, but one thing we are going to talk about, you know, we do a lot of callbacks here. A lot of callbacks. The University of Houston has decided to defy the NFL cease and desist letter that demanded the school stop using the Love You Blue alternate uniforms, basically the Houston Oilers uniforms, Oilers colorway. And Houston said it will keep wearing the uniforms and is prepared for legal action if necessary. Basically, they gave him.
I mean, it's too good. It's beautiful. It is stunning. It's nostalgic. It's everything that you love about. It reminds you of an older time. And you're right. This is too good. Somebody deserves this. I know that the Titans finally, I guess, brought it back. I don't care.
Don't know about
University of Houston.
I don't need to see no Houston colors in Nashville. Y'all go back. Y'all keep them.
Now that is the thing. I can't say anything to that because you bought the trademark. You own the trademarks. It's yours.
That's fine. You still give the middle finger.
I'm just not letting you get this without. I'm just not giving it to you. No.
And the whole city is like, hey, the whole city of Houston's like, please, let us wear that. Who cares about the UFL? This ain't UFL. This is college, University of Houston. University of Houston is in the Big 12 now. So that is them. So they were paying homage to the Houston Oilers that left and went to Nashville before they got the Texans back. And
I'm going to get one of these jerseys too.
Because the family that owns the colors, Houston can't even wear this. Houston Texans can't even wear this as a throwback, which is what you would normally want. They can't wear these at a throwback. And Tennessee, they basically are being petty. So you could, I don't know what's going to happen. But if they wear these once or twice a year, then that means they're prepared to pay the fine. And they don't care. Because they're going to sell enough of these.
You're going to make the money back in merch.
It is what
back
it is.
Back in blood, baby.
Yep. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're giving y'all updates. Draft. Brock Bowers to the Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, to the Las Vegas Raiders. We've got to have a discussion about some of these commentators' comments.
Freaky
but, I mean...
Boy.
So Norwood said he a fan. That's gonna be a fan. Chris Sims comment about the Raiders drafting Brock Bowers. They said the body I love. Okay, I mean it's rare to see a white guy tight end with the kind of legs and ass that he has. Basically saying that he is in some of the best shape, but I don't, you could have reworded that.
But also, like, are you saying you're looking at a lot of black butts?
Yes. He's going to say that's part of his job to evaluate players. And most of the players in the NFL are black. So he looks like he likes BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. He like looking at black butt. Shut up. And white ass, apparently, according to the quote.
That's a unique
take.
Yo, Paul. What the? I'm glad. Don't say that on my podcast. Out of here, my boy. I'm happy for you, I guess, but you have a pretty decent vocabulary. You gotta find another way to communicate that. I ain't saying that like that.
You could just say well built for a football player. Like it's very easy. They are up 20 points on them, dog, and they are talking to the bench. I know this football segment, but if you see my eyes go over here,
y'all know what it is. Y'all play 2K, y'all play Madden. You know how when you get dubbed past them sticks,
bro. They got them flustered, dog. Ooh, they got them flustered for real. And Ant is on the bench, and they are up by 20. And Joker is nowhere to be found. Boy, Joker said, I need two of me out there. Ain't no way I can beat everybody. Moving on in football. So the 2021 draft class, all of the first round draft picks option was picked up, right?
No. This is two different lists. That list, actually, click that.
Oh, I did not scroll over.
BBL Drizzy. Those are all the people who did not get it. And
yeah, you're not paying Trey Lance $22 million. So basically, everybody that starts got their money. Everybody that starts.
Hold on. Najee Harris did not get his money.
He's a starter. I guess he's a starter.
Yeah.
Leatherwood never even made it out of.
KDT threw his money away. Bateman signed a 2-year extension. But yeah, like I'm not paying Trey Lance like you said, $22 million. I'm not paying Zach Wilson. List, I'm not paying Mac. All of those are the island of misfit toys. The only person who is weird, like Dallas hasn't told us anything about Trey Lance. They had that asset for a whole year and nobody knows anything.
Yes, they do. They did tell us we are declining his option. He's definitely not worth 22 mil, but he's got to be worth something. They don't have another backup quarterback, do they? I think they only got 2 quarterbacks on their roster right now, unless they sign a free agent.
Let's look. Dallas depth chart.
Now, I will say, out of all of these players that did not get their option picked up, my most intriguing person, because I'm a UGA fan, but also because he's really fast.
Cooper Rush. They like him. They love him.
Who? Oh, yeah. The other person I would probably pick up is Eric Stokes. I like Eric Stokes as a cornerback. He's fast. He was the starting cornerback in Green Bay, but he also has an injury history. So he got hurt. And when he came back, unfortunately, Green Bay drafted like all DBs for the last 3 years. And once you go down with an injury, it's hard for you to get your position back. So he's probably somebody that I could see us trading a low-round draft pick for, and him battling for that spot next to AJ Terrell.
The Okuda move.
Yeah, and he's faster. He was a good corner. I think he was first-team all-defensive rookie. He just got hurt. Boy, Denver is flustered. They just threw Cat to the ground. So it's you could do a lot of things here. Interesting that the Steelers they didn't pick up Justin Fields, which you're gonna have to renegotiate that contract, or because they said they want to sign him to a long-term deal, but you're not gonna pay your backup $25 million. But I don't know what the Steelers are doing, because now it's rumored that Justin Fields is gonna may return kicks.
Racism. This has to be racism. I don't know what else you could say other than racism. Bro, do not tell me I'm finna return kicks. I will. How and why and who? You want me to lose my mind. I can see it.
Oh, what's up, Yucker? I guess your name is Tucker York and Yucker Torque. He said, I want to get y'all's chance. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on the Falcons drafting the QB. So I was on the bandwagon about going signing Justin Fields. But when you have the money, you needed a quarterback, you go get Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is on a $140 million guarantee, $100 million guaranteed. If you don't believe that you're going to be able to pick up that high ever again at 8, and you don't really have any inkling of the next great quarterback, like Caleb Williams was supposed to be the number 1 draft pick last year, and it was probably going to be the number 1 draft pick if he could have came out his freshman year. There's nobody else like that in the NCAA football right now. So I'm not mad with picking Penix. And he can learn offense.
On top of that, Penix is probably going to be better than the guys who are available next year in the draft. There are fewer quarterbacks in next year's draft, and I don't think that any of them are going to be better than Penix, especially not better than Penix with a year of experience. So he understands that this is that Kirk Cousins is a short-term plan. And at the end of the day, I have to have another quarterback, because my job going to be right back on the hot seat in another year when I'm trying to look for a job, like when I look for a quarterback. And if you don't have a quarterback, then you don't have anything. Penix is going to have 2 years in the system. By the time that he gets the reins, he's going to be able to control his own destiny. Or Kirk Cousins is playing so well that, he got to sit another year. But it's the best of the problems to have.
What did I tell you in the – oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
The other alternative is to be the Steelers, who kept Ben Roethlisberger around too long. They didn't have a good succession plan, and then they've been kind of in this peril. It's just the only thing that they have is Mike Tomlin is a hell of a coach. We don't have a coach. We haven't had a coach that good. I hope that Raheem is, but even Mike Tomlin probably don't want to be in the shitty situation he's in.
When it comes to Penix, I told y'all there's something that we talked about when it came to garden tools, especially hose. We are never going to be without garden tools ever again. When you need a garden tool, I'm trying not to be misogynistic, but you know what I mean? When you get a girlfriend in college, you normally stop talking to any other person that you're dating. When it doesn't work out, you are upset because then you've stopped talking to everybody.
You got to go back, man.
Terry Fontenot stopped talking to the girl. He stopped talking to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, look, this is cool. It's gone. I'm going to see I'm going to play the field. If you love someone, you don't treat them bad. Oh, I feel so bad that you got to leave, right? He went out there, went out to the streets, got Mariota, got him, and then got him Desmond Ridder, and realized the streets ain't for me. So let me go reconnect with somebody that's just, they heartbroken just like mine. Kirk Cousins heartbroken just like mine. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I got somebody else in the tuck in case Kirk don't work out. I will never be without
Kirk Cousins with these women. We didn't really give him all that money. We didn't play ourselves and get into the weird Matt Ryan contract situation / Julio Jones contract situation. We guaranteed him $100 million. We paid him $50 million at signing. We're going to pay him another $40 million during the season this year. So at the end of this year, he'll be paid $90 million of the mandatory required $100 million. So by essentially next season's salary is $10 million. Now he's going to get more than that, but it doesn't put us behind in contracts. And since we were able to get the majority of the money off his books, when we need to pay people, we're going to be able to do it, and we're going to have a quarterback for the future. This is the Falcons playing, like moving the right way. Also, Lil Birdie, Terry Fontenot wanted Patrick Mahomes, was not able to get Patrick Mahomes.
They didn't trade up for him.
So now he wants to make sure that he gets his quarterback because he understands the value in it. I am thrilled about it. And I don't even care if it don't work out. I can at least see the mission, and I can appreciate you trying. That's always been, I think, the larger issue for the Falcons, Hawks, et cetera, is when you just don't try. Trying is got to be, you got to at least be trying to put the best team on the field and find the best way to acquire assets.
Oh my God. Edwards made Reggie Jackson fall all the way to his knees and then pointed him out. And then went, yeah.
BBL Drizzy.
Shout out to Metro. So I hope we answered your question, man. I don't like that dog comment, but it's funny. But I'm just not going to let you say it. I'm not going to post it. But it's funny, though. It's funny. It's funny. But because he is wearing number 7, if I'm not mistaken, because that's not retired because everything that happened. So left-handed quarterback wearing number 7.
Wait, ain't he number 1?
I don't think he's wearing number 1. I think he's wearing number 7. No, because that's I don't know what's happening, but it's funny. Let's chat. So to end the podcast, look, man, the untapped resource of athleticism that is Africa for the NFL is now starting to take shape. Nigeria, for example, had 9 players selected. And they had Olu Fashanu as pick number 11 and Roma Dunzi as pick number 9, as well as Rook Okoro, who was pick number 35. Featured on this graphic, New Guinea, Central African Republic, Togo, and Cameroon also had people represented that were drafted for this from this draft. So we've been telling y'all since they talked about basketball. When basketball was going over there, we was telling y'all when football was going over there. This is an untapped resource of athleticism and talent, and they here to stay.
Yeah, and they continue to just excel.
Yep.
And y'all better watch out. Between this and NBA Africa, thoughts and prayers.
Yep. Which is, I mean, at the end of the day, we knew that was coming up. Once you got a few of those guys to come over here and buy in, and now that you have IMG and you've established all of these, you've gotten basically the prep school market established and is growing, kind of like in the European model. At this point, I mean, you're the highest level of basketball and football in the world. So
yeah, and as they continue to spend more money over there, you're gonna more and more prime athletes earlier and earlier. And like soccer, everybody ain't built for soccer. Let's just be real. Mm-hmm. And if you can get them the opportunity, Joel Embiid ain't been playing basketball that long.
He was a volleyball player, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like a sophomore in high school, and now he's arguably the best person. The rest of you guys been playing basketball your whole life. You came out the womb with a basketball in hand.
Yep. So it's gonna happen. Hey, and we told you we are HBCU homeboys. We're gonna end it on this note. Listen. If you got all those guys over there wanting to come over here and get an opportunity, tap in. That is a way to grow your program and grow your footprint outside of where you are.
I will say that's going to be a little bit more difficult. I don't know if we got the recruiting to go to Africa.
You got to go. I'm just talking about once they get here. The transfer portal takes care of all that. I know we ain't got the budget to fly. We ain't got the budget to fly to California. I'm talking about the budget once they get here. Yeah, they gonna get here. They gonna get them here. They gonna be here. It's just you got to figure out a way to get them on your campus and impress them and show them a way to where they want to go. So. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of episode 150 of the SplashCast. Hey, man, we finished in really about 2 hours. That's not really that bad. We did the pregame. It's really not much to talk about football. HBCU news around the culture, basketball, and football. Y'all stay tuned. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
Y'all do stay tuned. Continue to like, continue to follow, continue to subscribe. Shout out to you guys once again. I want to give a special shout out to my co-host. Man, it's 150 episodes. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records. We still get down like Chris and Neef. Number one, more black baseball.
Can't quote
number
a lot of
two, more black right cowboys and cowgirls. Shout out to, I think the dude named Shabuzi. He's running up the country charts as an African-American country artist. Mm-hmm. I keep seeing that post floating around. And then, of course, number 3, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin went to, your auntie went to, the person used to sit in the back of the church and key with, the person who used to take you to school, you'll walk to their house, and then they'll drive you to school, whatever it is, whoever those people may be, send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one that you go to for homecoming, the step shows, just to be around your people, to be to dwell together in unity. Send some money over there. And then, of course, the greatest learning institution in all the world, Craig, the Hampton University. All we asking for is $18.68 on behalf of the year the Hampton was founded. Sit on behalf of the SplashCast. Outside of that, we love you guys. Adios, mi amigos. I really mean that. After we all survived a Sunday fun day / Cinco de Drinko, there was a fight for our life. Whoever decided to put Cinco de Mayo on a Sunday is an evil person, and that should not have been approved. But we still standing, we still fighting, and we still got more, just like Kendrick Lamar. We out this thing.
Peace. Love y'all. We'll be back. See y'all Saturday, I guess. Yeah, Saturday. Out of here. Peace.
This is the SplashCast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition, where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition. Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's a SplashCast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, we bet beers for Saturday Morning Live. If you ever need to find us, We can be found at thesplashcast.com and, of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast.
Nigga cold, losing sleep on this, it ain't me. You better have some paperwork or that shit fake tea. Can't be rapping about no ratting that we can't read. I mean, it's true, a nigga slimy for my AP. Just like how Metro nigga slime for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga, say please. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen. And hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I wanna know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could've left the kids out of this, don't blame me. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet.